Guess it would help if you could actually hear me talking. Okay. Hello, everybody. I know it's fairly late, but that's how I roll. I am one of those who comes on late, sleeps late. I like to sleep. It's my favorite thing to do. And lately, sleeping is more of a escape kind of thing. My topic, I know I'm just rolling around. My topic is, are you interviewing for an accountability partner? And why is that my topic? It is because I want to help you be accountable. And hello, who's ever, excuse me, popping on. Let me know who you are, what you're doing, where you're supposed to be. I have to fix the glare on my screen. But I wanted to come on and chat for a little bit. It has been an interesting day, an interesting week, an interesting 2 months, an interesting couple of years. It's just been interesting. But I came on to talk about a couple of different things. So bear with me. First, I wanted to ask you, are you interviewing for an accountability partner? And what I mean by that is we all need someone who's going to be our cheerleader, who's going to keep us accountable, who's going to actually motivate us to do what it is that we're set out to do. And depending on what you want to be kept accountable for is going to help you figure out what kind of accountability partner you want. I am really good at keeping you accountable in the sales, winning, obtaining yeses category. That's what I do. It's what lights me up. I love it. It's wonderful. Let me tell you a couple of reasons why I'm good at that. I love to persuade. I love to obtain yeses. I love to win. And I love to help. How did I get to the point of knowing that this is what I love to do? Well, this is where the story comes full circle. I was always one who was always on my own 2 feet, liked to do things on my own, blaze my own trail, do my own thing. If everybody was going left, I was going to go right. It didn't matter. I like to do my own thing, always have been, always will be. That's just how I roll. That's just what makes me happy. Because I feel as if I'm going to leave an imprint on the world, it should be my imprint, not someone else's. There are people that I look up to, but famous people and gurus don't really excite me. They're just regular people who are further along in the process in the game than I am. And there are people that I'm further along in the game in the process than they are. And then there are people who are further along, and there's always someone who's further along than you. Someone who knows more than you know about a specific thing, but then there are the things that you are an expert in, that you know, and maybe someone else knows it, but they don't know it the way you know it. They don't know how to present it, how to teach it, how to show it the way you do. So you bring your own flavor of ice cream to the yard, just like I bring my own flavor of ice cream to the yard. There might be hundreds of thousands of tens of hundreds of sales coaches, even those that say they want to induce self-confidence in you, like I do. But no one does it the way I do. Why all of a sudden did I decide that I wanted to be the self-confidence producing Mac Boss sales coach? Well, I decided all of a sudden, or it seems all of a sudden, I've done hundreds of thousands of different things. I've taught, I've been a principal, I've audited Medicare claims, I've had 3 successful businesses, I've sold, I've done a lot of different things. I'm #1 in corporate America. I don't say that to brag. I say that because with tenacity and determination and grit, you can achieve anything you really want to achieve. At first, I didn't think I could sell a walking stick to a blind person. I truly didn't. And then I honed the skills of persuasion because I was always one that I enjoyed a light debate, a nice spar. I don't want to, have these knockdown, drag-out fights with anyone. Never did, never will. But I like a nice spar. I like an exchange of ideas as long as we're open to accepting other people's views. I think that's part of the issue with people now. They don't want to open themselves up to other people's view. If it doesn't match theirs, then it's wrong. That's not true. It could be perfectly right and just not be your idea. That's okay. But a couple of years ago, I started to have the rumblings of a disagreement with someone that I really, really cared about. She was my heart and soul, still is my heart and soul. And so then a year, almost to the very day, we had another hiccup. And then I think we probably would have had a third hiccup if I was talking to her this past January, but I wasn't. And then May of the second year, we had a hiccup. Then October of this past year, we had a hiccup. And they all broke me, just broke me to the core. I could not handle it. I just was so lost because I thought, how am I going to live the rest of my life without my accountability partner, my best friend, the person that I love the most? And she was kind of high up on my totem pole. She just was, still is, even though we're not talking right now, sort of, if you define, depending on how you define talking. And I think that her shifting out of my life in the capacity that she was once in showed me that I can stand on my own 2 feet. And even though it might be painful and uncomfortable, I can do it. I don't need anyone to shield me or to coddle me, even though I didn't think I ever needed that to begin with. And then some other things happened in my life, and I lost some other people that I thought were key people in my life. And then my grandmother passed away. And all of a sudden, I started working with an awesome coach who I just think the world of. I realized that I always had the confidence. I always had the grit and the tenacity. And in specific areas of my life, that's always been present. At certain times, it's been a key aspect of my personality. Some days, some weeks, some months, some years not. But I realized that I could be my own accountability partner, that I could instill those in me, and I could achieve everything I wanted to achieve if I just put the grit. Well, then I realized that I haven't been doing it on my own. Not really. I always had my grandmother, even though she's an interesting person. You either loved her or you didn't like her, depending on who you were and what you personally believed. And I kind of always had cheerleaders, people who cheered me on, and when I wasn't feeling my best, they would cheer me on. Even though I still said I did it on my own, I really didn't. I mean, I didn't ask people to pay my bills. No one's ever, I don't have some pot of money waiting for me anywhere. But as far as just having little nuggets, little pushes of wind beneath my wings, I've had that. And now I don't. And it's a whole new world. It's a painstakingly difficult world, if you want to know the truth. But I'm doing it. And it feels like some days I'm at the bottom of this very cold trash can. But the whole time I've been going through all this, and I hope this makes sense, and if it doesn't, PM me and I'll explain it deeper, but I have always had accountability partners at different stages doing different things, whether I admit it or not, whether I own it or not. And now I'm forced to stand on my own 2 feet, and I don't feel like I have any accountability partners, although I have my coaches and my friends, that kind of thing, but not to the extent that I thought I had it or once had it. Time really starts clicking on these lives, doesn't it? I'm already at 8 minutes. And I really had to take an audit of myself and what I really truly believed and what I truly thought. And I realized, and I started to realize, I've always had the confidence deep down inside, but it took losing some things, gaining some other things, some pushing, some tugging, some cheerleaders to really help me to hone and bring to the surface what I'm good at and what I love to do, which is win and persuade and help. And I guess you're wondering what all this has to do with being a sales coach and what all this has to do with me helping you. I know that you have what it takes to be who you want to be, to serve the clients that you want to serve, to bring about the transformation in your clients the same way I want to bring out the transformation in my clients. The keys to doing that is being able to persuade, being tenacious about obtaining the yeses, wanting more than anything to win, not just for yourself but your client, and knowing that you can help them win in whatever capacity that you're proficient in and that you want to help. Those are the key components to having a successful business, even having a successful marriage, raising your kids successfully. You need to persuade your kids to brush their teeth. You need to persuade your mate to maybe wash the dishes. You need to persuade your client on the sales call that you are the transformation bringer. You bring the ice cream to the yard. You bring the transformation that they are seeking, whatever that transformation is. I teach you, and I'm reading some things just to make sure I cover everything I wanted to cover, because sometimes I can go on a rant. I teach you to persuade your clients so that you know and that you tell them and persuade them to know that you bring about the transformation that they are seeking. I teach you how to obtain yeses with a step-by-step process. I teach you to win confidently. You win at life, win in business, effortlessly, with ease, grace, and tenacity, and finesse. Who doesn't want to do that? I teach you how to help. At the core of everything I do, it's really an innate desire, an intrinsic rewarding desire to help other people. My loss is other people's gain. I didn't always see it that way, and some days you may catch me in the future and I may not feel that way. But I think that everything we go through is a reason or an opportunity to help someone else. I had to learn how to be confident. I had to learn to trust myself. I had to learn to not lean on people who may walk away. I will be your cheerleader as long as you let me, but really my goal is to instill in you a level of confidence that when I'm not your coach, or if I'm not your coach, or if no one else is around, you can walk into your sales call and you can walk into life with a level of confidence that I know that you have inside of you, because we all have that confidence inside of us. It just takes someone that cares and someone who wants to bring about a change to kind of be the wind beneath our wings, and that's what I want to do. And I help clients bolster their confidence so that they can win and monetize their leverageable skill. And they can close a sale like a Mac boss, and then they can enjoy more time freedom, more financial freedom. People can say all day that the love of money is the root of all evil. I think that's what it is. But money is a tool. It's energy exchange from you and me, you and someone else, you and the guy at the grocery store, me at the guy at Belk's. And what product do I use to bring about that change? I have a sales workbook and vault. What does it do? It helps you with an easy step-by-step process to become confident. And when you ask for the sale of your product or service or package, you're confident when you ask for the sale of those services. And when you bring that about to your partner, to your client, you are ready to say, I bring the change that you're looking for, whatever that change may be. Maybe you're a health coach, a visibility coach, a VA, in my case, a sales coach. And how do I know that it works? Because I sit here at 35 and 5'6", and I'm pretty confident. Yes, I'm going through a lot of storms in my life right now. And I'm not saying that for attention. I'm saying it because it really, as painful as the changes have been, I know that it was because I needed to learn to stand on my own 2 feet in a way that I really had not before. I always had that cushion with my grandmother. I always had that cushion with my mom. I always said I could face the world and fall on my face and knew they were going to love me and they were going to be there. Well, my mom, thankfully, is not dead, but I'm not talking to her the way I wanted to. My grandmother, unfortunately, is in a mausoleum about 4 hours away from me. I miss her like the air I breathe. In fact, it's a month today that she's been gone, and my heart breaks. It truly breaks, because I miss her more than I ever thought I would. But she was the most tenacious and strong woman, other than my mom, that I've ever known. And so I think when she went from this life to the next, I got some of her strength, because all of a sudden I had this level of confidence I never had before. I was confident, but nothing like I am now. And I think it's because, believe if the woo if you want, I really believe some of her strength went to me, and now I feel like I have to do it. I have to share it. And I guess it'll be something I do to my dying breath. I love to help, and I want you to be confident in whatever it is that you do, because it really does help to be confident within your own self. I have a mindset component to my package, and I have a passive income component to my package. But the bottom line is I want you to be strong, and I want you to be confident in everything that you do, and I really think that that would propel your business forward. And I know it works because, like I said, I've used this for the last, I guess I've been in business for myself about 12 years maybe, and specifically sales probably the last 6 or 7. And I can do it. I use these skills every day in my corporate job. I use it every day to work with my own clients. I teach them, and then they go off and prosper, and they are able to close their sales calls. I have testimonials, but you can always just get on a call with me, and I'll walk you through the steps, and you'll see that it works. Because it'll start to make sense to you, I hope, if I explain it correctly. It will. And like I said, I utilize these skills, the same skills I'm teaching you. It's not something I'm just giving to you and not trying myself. I am trying it myself every single day. I go into the corporate world every time I deal with my daughter, her father, everybody. I'm always using these skills, and I love it. It's so natural, and once you have those steps in your brain and written in your core, it'll be easy for you too. You'll be closing sales calls like a Mac boss every single time. You'll go in there effortlessly with ease and grace and tenacity, and you'll know that you bring the ice cream to the yard, and you'll be able to tell your client that, and they'll get on board with you, and it's going to be this ripple effect. That's why you should buy the product, because it really does make a change, and we're all selling a transformation. You don't buy the hat, you buy a warm head. You don't buy a house and four walls, you buy memories. And my goal is that if you don't choose to get my product, that's fine. But if you want to sell your products and make money effortlessly, authentically, with ease and grace and tenacity, you might want to consider it. Even if you don't, get on a call with me. I love to chat. I homeschool my daughter. I live in a town all by myself. So talking to people really is kind of more fun than it used to be for me. So worst case, we'll have a friend for life. I wish you all love and light. I hope this video makes sense because I am coming off of a pretty interesting ride. The reason that I came on tonight was to just let you know that there is possibility in achieving everything it is that you want to. Some days I'm super awesome at manifesting, some days I'm not. Some days I manifest things and I forgot I manifested and it happens and I'm like, oh yeah, I did manifest that. But if you have any level of issues where you're not as confident as you want to be when you go in for the sale, if you're just not confident in other areas of your life, I would love to get on a call with you and chit chat with you. We're all going to hit roadblocks. It's just part of life. Unfortunately, I thought for a while I was immune. I'm apparently not. But I love what I do. At the core, I love helping people. At the core, I want you to be confident. I really hope that you don't have to go through all of the mess that I just went through. Losing someone you love, it takes a lot out of you. Time heals all wounds. I'm waiting for that. And all of the things, to sum it up, all the things I've been through the last 2 years, especially since May of last year, has gotten me to this point where I'm now confident and really believe in myself. And yes, I did seek out coaches. Yes, I did do personal development. Yes, I did do affirmations, prayer, church. I've even resorted to other things I never thought I would. Nothing bad, nothing illegal. More like relying more on my angels. More relying on my higher power. Remembering that there is one. We didn't get here by osmosis. Is that osmosis? That's another story. Anyway, I'd love to be your accountability partner. I'd love to work with you to get you from where you are to where you want to be. I'd love to help you become more confident in your sales, in your life, in your business, just for yourself. And if I can help in any way, whether it's taking on my program, hiring me as your coach, getting me as a life friend, a cheerleader, whatever avenue I can help you, my core is to do just that. I know this is a long video, but I really hope it makes sense. I really hope it all comes together. The bottom line is, sometimes all the crap gets you to where you want to be. Sometimes you need an accountability partner to really light you up and give you the boost, and to push you forward. And I'd love to help you win all your sales calls, because at the end of the day, we really just want people to buy our products, and we really want to provide that transformation. And if you think that I can help you with that transformation, feel free to reach out to me. I'll put my contacts in the links in the comments. I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. And thank you for hanging out with me, whether you're watching live, the replay. You split this up into 6-minute increments because you have kids and a life. Thanks for listening. Have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are.